Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2 is a fine action game that I don't think a lot of people cared about. Being a fan of action games, I was totally okay with the direction Lords of Shadow took. Personally, I don't care for the normal Castlevania games, so this was a nice way to appreciate the series which I've always been interested in, yet unwilling to play. I really enjoyed the first Lords of Shadow game, and was definitely looking forward to playing as the big baddie himself. The demo and opening for the game is a pretty exciting event, and it even includes a much-loved Castlevania quote. However, the excitement levels don't jump all that much throughout the game. Instead of a stage format like the first, you're plopped into a somewhat open-world environment. You can revisit areas by traveling there. Although some people might enjoy a more open collectathon, I was really hoping for a linear storytelling method like the previous game. That's not to say the game isn't still packed with story. Whenever you encounter a new character or boss, it's pretty interesting, if not very exciting. As for the story, it's a bit hard to follow if you haven't played Mirror of Fate, which was originally a 3DS game and eventually ported to console in HD. I didn't care enough to play it, and I don't feel like I should have been expected to. Handheld spin-offs should not matter if the original games took place on console, especially if they don't have a number in the name. It's of my understanding that 2 follows 1. If schools are teaching that Mirror of Fate comes between, I'm gonna have a lot of children to slap. The spin-off seems like it had way too much plot importance to skip. The action, however, is pretty solid. The fights are fun, the QTEs are cool, and the bosses are badass. The big issue with the action is when it stops cold. Stealth sections, the cat and mouse style boss fights, and a bit more gadget utilizing than someone looking for a murder fest might be able to endure are a huge drag. I get that your powers haven't completed the return, but you're still motherfucking Dracula. Speaking of which, they do a fine job sticking to proper vampire lore, from turning to mist and commanding small animals to lesser known stuff like being unable to cross running water. Overall, what should be Lords of Shadow 3 was an alright romp through town playing as the D-Man himself. I wouldn't play it again, or do any collecting post-game, but if you did at least enjoy the first, it's still worth playing. This was a game I streamed on my personal channel and won't be putting up as a full Let's Play. Subscribe to the Facebook page or Twitch channel for exclusive stream notifications.